Heyo, I haven't posted in a while. I'm sorry, this is going to be kind of a different video. As you can see, it's got Stardew gameplay. But I actually was going to make a video because I had finished watching Stranger Things Season 1. Because, that's relevant right now. Yeah, but never mind that. That doesn't matter right now. But after watching it, and, seeing all the stuff about it, because people were really hyped about it. They said it was a pretty good show and that you should totally watch it. It was alright. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't like anything that was too crazy. I don't really understand why there was that much hype over it. But it was alright. It happened. Then again, I've only seen season 1. Maybe the other seasons are better. But there'll be another video on that in like maybe a month, maybe 2 months. I don't know. It depends on how long it takes me to watch another season of Stranger Things. Because I'm gonna be honest, I only watched it when I was doing schoolwork because that was kind of the only times I had time for it. Because if I wasn't watching that, I was watching stuff that I actually wanted to watch. Because I watched this purely because there was like so much talk about it back then, and that people were like raving about it, and that was like the to-watch show. But it was alright. It had its ups and downs. But like if you've never seen Stranger Things, you've got like 4 guys, and the guy goes missing, and they gotta go find him. I don't. Not the most original plot, but it's pretty alright. I don't know. There was not like anything I'm gonna be too critical about because I'm just average Joe Schmo over here. I'm just like the average guy. I'm not like a freaking critic or anything. But like it was alright. But see, like episode 1, your plot's getting developed. I'm like kind of interested. Episode 2, everyone's getting like worried because like more worried than they were in the first episode. Like, alright, these characters have some decent amount of common sense. What were some other good things that I can recall off the top of my head? I mean, they did good with the upside down in that. It looked pretty good. Again, it's just the normal world, but it looks like they put the fucking gray forest in Minecraft in it. Which I know that came out way later. But you gotta admit, it does kind of look like a pale garden if you just like placed it over a real world place. And I think that's kind of funny. But it looked pretty creepy, and I got like what they were going for, and I get it. It was pretty good. I didn't like how quiet the fucking show was, though. Jesus Christ, I had to turn up my TV all the way, and even sometimes that wasn't enough. I had to turn on the damn subtitles just so I could understand what the fuck they were saying. I didn't know people in distress could also be so quiet at the same time, but, sound mixing, sometimes there's issues, and I'm like, maybe it's just because Netflix, but probably not, because it's the only site that you can watch this thing on. Whatnot. So I really hope that any of the other seasons are better. I don't know. Finale was kind of buns. I didn't really like it. Finale was just, it felt like, oh, let's wait a few minutes, and then something important is going to happen. Oh, let's wait a bit more, and then something important happened. It just felt like, wait, important. Wait, important. And then it was like, I don't know. Shouldn't all the important stuff be stuck at like the end, or is that not? I don't know. Maybe I'm just stupid. Probably stupid. Like I said, average Joe Schmo here. Not exactly very experienced in shows and talking about and criticizing shows, but I don't know. There was certain things I didn't like about it and certain things I did like. A bunch of things one thing that I actually have to say is I don't understand how 11? Yeah, 11. I don't understand how her brain isn't mush. Because from my understanding of it is whenever she uses her little powers, her dinky powers, like her using it a little bit would cause her to nosebleed. So how come when she uses it harder, I guess would be the word, or just uses it more than before? How come she's not like been passed out on the ground and there's like just blood gushing from the nose? I'm like, maybe they just didn't want to put a lot of blood in the show. I'm like, all right, I get that, but what? I don't quite understand. And in the final scene when she's like, goodbye, I don't get it. Maybe it'll get cleared up in the second season. I don't get why she fucking like disappeared or died or whatever. But all I could think while seeing it was like, sorry, little Jimmy, I know you're gonna die in a week. If anybody knows that fucking bit. But besides that, all I could think of during the finale was that scene with Gojo and Hanami from JJK. Which again, I know that came out later, but you gotta admit, they look very similar. You're telling me that she uses her power to press the fucking Demogorgon up against the wall and it just fucking explodes? And then you just look at JJK and just don't think that's the exact same thing? I had a friend over while I watched the finale, and I looked at him and said, that's like the exact same thing that Gojo does. And he looks at me and says, it's a very rare ability. Rare my ass. Everybody has it nowadays. Everybody can use Gojo's Infinity nowadays. But, I don't know. I also don't understand how that fucker wasn't dead. You had I don't even know how long that worm was, but that was a pretty long worm. That probably would have fucked someone up. There's no way bro isn't screwed up on the inside, which I guess they kind of tease at the ending, the very end. But you're telling me the doctors didn't see that? No nothing, no anything. We're hey, there's something wrong with your insides. Probably because we pulled a giant fucking ass worm out of you, but that's not important right now. I thought they were just gonna pull that thing out of him and he was gonna be dead. I don't know how they CPR'd him back to life, let alone how long that thing was in him for. Because, typically, when something's blocking your mouth hole, that's not very good for living. But then again, like I said, probably gonna be explained later. Could be, could not be. I don't know. I watched this show purely because I heard it was good, and I'm starting to believe it is not as good as people were saying, but who knows? Maybe I'll be surprised. God, I hope so. I wasted so much time watching this first season, and I regret it a little bit at the ending, but I was like, this is something new. I'm not going to be too harsh on it. I've just now seen it. Maybe it gets better over time, but from what people said about the finale, it did not get better over time. Ignore that. Shut up, phone. You're not a part of this. But, I have some predictions I'd like to make about the second season. Well, for one, I know that 11's gonna come back. Obviously, we can't have our whole show without the mysterious character with the powers that forwards the plot. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, if you remove her from the show, there's no plot. So they gotta bring her back, obviously. They gotta forward the plot some more. But, I don't know. What else do I think's gonna happen? I think, that person that died didn't really die. The sister's best friend. I don't remember the names. I didn't care enough. But, She's not gonna be dead. She's gonna come back. I can see it. Everybody's gonna be totally useless except for the chief of police because he was the only useful motherfucker the entire show, and you cannot tell me otherwise because nobody else was doing jack shit. I mean, the kids were doing a lot of shit, but that's pretty much the only people that were doing anything, which is surprising because you think the adults who know a kid is missing would be pretty on top of this. I know the mom was, but like, she was like going insane. She knew she was going insane. She was actually being helpful going insane, which is pretty funny. How do you... You're more helpful than the police force by going insane. That's honestly pretty funny. And I'm glad they didn't just make her go insane, like whatever she was doing wasn't helping. That actually what she was doing was pretty helpful to the story. Because there's been a lot of times where there's just like, oh, she's insane, she's not helping, but I like the, oh, I'm insane, but at least I know that I'm kind of helping. Because she didn't even know for 100% that what she was doing was insane, but she was like, I gotta keep trying. That's kind of cool. You know, the motherly love portrayal in media and whatnot. It was pretty dope. I don't know, the brother did his stuff. He put up posters. I don't know, he tried. I don't know what that whole bit with the camera was, though. I didn't understand, but I don't know what he was trying to accomplish with that. Besides being, I don't know, a guy in high school, middle school, I don't know. It's either clear or they mentioned it once and I didn't hear it. But, what's other things I'm gonna think is gonna happen? I don't know, they're gonna become wanted fugitives for, like, the murder of, like, I don't know, 20-ish people. There was a lot of guards that came into that school, and they're, like, all fucking dead. And, like, you know, police aren't gonna be like, oh, we believe that there was a monster there. They're totally gonna believe that. No, they're gonna get convicted. They're gonna become convicted felons. I don't know. It's got an extra episode in it, so I don't know what they're going to do with that. I don't know why they fluctuate between 8 and 9 episodes, because the episode's already like 45 to 50 minutes long, which that's long for like an episode. But then again, I've seen episodes where like an hour long, so it's not really nothing new to me, but I don't know. There's favorite character, gotta be the cop guy, because the only one that does anything. Favorite episode, episode 7. Not because anything plot relevant happened, no, fuck that. Because they named the episode The Bathtub. And that is like the first time I laughed at this show. Because you can't just name an episode The Bathtub on me and expect me to take it seriously. Because that's, like, the most, like, plot stuff that happens throughout the season. Because, you know, it's episode 7, they gotta get shit established before they end it. And that's just such a funny name for an episode. There's not even a bathtub in the episode. There might have been. I might have missed it. But, like, there's no bathtub. But it was hilarious. I don't know. What else we got? We've got... I don't know. Who did I not like? I don't know. Average douche. That's what I'm gonna call him. The boyfriend. That's average douche. I don't know. I guess he was trying to have his redemption there at the end, but like, I don't know. I think he was more like, oh, there's a monster in there. I can't just run away after being a dick for like 6 episodes. 6? Yeah, I don't fucking know. He was like a dick for 6 episodes. It got his ass beat in an episode, and it was like, now it's my turn. I must help. I must be the hero. And I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever, man. Get out of here. You do you, I guess. Whatever makes you happy and makes you feel like you're doing something and being helpful. don't know. I just didn't like that guy. I don't know. Kids are stupid. Well, what? So two of the three kids are pretty stupid. Toothless, he's stupid. Main character, he's stupid. The guy with the slingshot, that guy is smart. He's got it going on. He's got it in his head. Like, I get it, they're kids and all, but, like, he's the smartest out of all of them. He's thinking, like, logically, you know? Like, he misses his friend and all, but he's thinking about the facts. He's thinking about the odds. All the other two are just like, no. Main character guy's just like, no. I believe psychic, bitch. And Toothless is just going on with whatever main character guy is going on with, because he believes in him. I don't know. Parents were useless except for the mom. But then again, I guess that's kind of warranted. They probably didn't want to tell their parents about it because I don't know how you would explain this to a parent without being seen as a child who's dealing with grief. But there's gotta be some point where the parent's like, okay, maybe he's not just screwed up because his friend's missing and or dead. Maybe something's wrong here. Maybe we're missing something. But then again, I don't think they're gonna believe, oh, he talked to us through the radio. He's in the other world. So yeah, I get it. And that's a common thing in TV shows, just parent don't believe kid because kid equals stupid. I don't know. Main character guy's dad is kind of just there. I don't know what he does. He doesn't do shit. All I've seen him do is watch the TV and sleep. That's pretty much it. That's all he did. I don't know what else he did. But, like, I get the parents aren't supposed to have, like, a main role besides the mom of the missing douche. But, I don't know. I like Diner Guy. I like Diner Guy a lot. There was no need to kill that guy. They killed him for no reason. There was no need. They could have just said, oh yeah, we got it, and then left on happy terms. Like, of course she was still gonna escape. And I guess him getting shot is why she escaped. Because she knew, but I'm like, she definitely saw them come in, right? Like, there's a big-ass window between the kitchen and, like, the serving area, so she definitely, like, saw them come in. They did not need to kill bro. Bro was just living his best life. He was completely fine. He was just being a diner guy. They did not need to shoot him. He didn't do nothing. But, I don't know. That's kind of where I stand with the show. But, I think that's enough about in Stranger Things. I'm gonna be honest. There's not really much else I have to say about it. I'm gonna try and get another video out this week since I didn't post one for the last 2-3 weeks. And I wanted to post, but a bunch of stuff came up. God, there's a lot more gameplay in this goddamn video. Jesus, maybe I overfilmed. I don't know. Maybe I'll use it in the next review. Probably not. But, I don't know. I'll see you guys in the next video. Could be tomorrow. Could be Friday. I don't know. Whenever this could be extremely dated. I don't know. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye! It's the end of the video. Feel free to like and subscribe. This is stupid.